Sahana vavatu Sahanau bhunaktu Sahaviryam karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May the Lord protect us. May He nourish us. May we acquire the capacity to study and understand the scriptures. May our study be brilliant, and may we not cavil at each other. Om, peace, peace. Dear brothers and sisters, loving Sai Ram to everyone. We welcome everyone for the satsang of the Sri Sathya Sai Baba Center of Arcadia. So we are now going to start the study circle on Gita Vahini, which we have been doing for the last few months. So we are going to start on page 28 on the online version, the soft copy, on page 49 if you have a hard copy. So last week we talked what Swami said about the importance of doing karma, action. All of us, because karma people feel, according to Vedanta, it binds you. You do good, you'll get good results. Bad, you get bad. So Swami makes it very clear. We should remember these words. Just if you remember, there is enough. So there are these great masters, avatars, or the rishis. They are called karana janmas. They are born for a purpose to uplift the humanity so that we realize our divinity. And most of us are karma janmas because we have karma and some desires in the past. We are born to fulfill those desires and finish our karma. So we may wonder, oh my God, again you do the karma, you'll be bound and then become come on again the cycle of birth and death. So that is, but because of that you cannot avoid karma. So you have to do karma, but with the right attitude. That is the whole secret of nishkama karma. Swami uses the word so that all of you want to remember and answer. There's Sthita Prajna, he was talking about people with steadfast wisdom. And then Gata Prajna, that means most of us are Gata Prajna, that means don't have that awareness of the Atma. And most of the people have Dehatma Buddhi and real enlightened people, Atma Buddhi. And also he says, a lot of us have Sangha Buddhi, attachment to things. But you should develop Sama Buddhi. Is that simple words, how just you should like formulas we should remember. So you should Sama Buddhi, not Sangha Buddhi. And also we talked about when you do karma, it is not na phaleshu, but ma phaleshu. So everybody is going to get the results from your action, but willingly you dedicate to God, then it won't bind you. The same karma which will bind you will not bind you if you dedicate without the doership and dedicate to God. That is what we saw. And then Swami said, even if you are enlightened soul, till you do the work, like you see the life of like Ramana Maharshi, at Swami Vivekananda, Sri Ramakrishna, even our Swami, Shirdi Baba, they work till the end. They don't need to work. He says they don't have any obligation to work. For us to support the family, to do this, and finish our karma, we have to. But they do that to set an example for us. That is why he says, there is famous shloka, I said, chapter 3 in the Karma Yoga, Yadyad acharati sreshtaha tatta devetaro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokastha danuvartate. Shrestha. Good people, whatever example they set, other people will follow. So it is, people look up to that, like Swami, oh, Swami did this, Swami did this. So we also want to do that. Any great masters, rishis. So, but it is not only applicable to the avatars and rishis, but even to our day-to-day life. At home, children look up to the parents. In the schools and colleges, students look up to the teachers, what example they show. And in the society, they look up to the leaders. In the organization, they look up to the leaders. They look at what kind of life they lead, so that they get inspired. So it is very important. There is really a obligation, duty for us when you are being looked up to lead an ideal life, good life. Then Swami talked about example of Janaka. Janaka is a king, right? He will be busy than anybody else. He has so much work and so many duties. But still he was a yogi because he practiced that. Actually, I recommended that before also. Swami himself composed verses, Sathya Dharma Shanti Premalato Me Nitya Jivana Yatra Sagin. So I think one time we should play that. So how we should, Swami himself wrote it, composed the thing, and he himself sang that song, which is available even in our website. So where he says, Bhakti Toda Bhagavantuni Kuluchuchu Nitya Karmamulu Nirvartinchina Atti Janakunaku Rajayogamu Andarani Mokshammu Labhinchane. Telugu people who know Telugu, they understand. Others, I will tell you. So with devotion, thinking about Lord in his mind, he takes care of regular duties, because as a king he has so many duties. So he is so busy, but always head in the forest, hands in the society. So man mein Ram, hath mein kam, they say. Always thinking about it, but do the work. So bhakti to bhagavantuni talchu nitya karmamalu nirvarti. He just does the regular duties of the royal duties as a king. What happened? అట్టి జనకునకు రాజయోగము అందరాని మోక్షము లభించిన. He got that supreme, he got liberation, which is not attainable. Andarani moksham. Usually it's not available, but being an active one, still you can get it. Oh, Janaka is a king. So some people say, oh, why are you be working still, working old age still? Oh, I see, I want to be Janaka. But Sri Ramakrishna made a joke. Yes, humorous. Yeah, everybody is a Janaka to produce children. Janaka, they are Janakas, but not that Janaka which is Brahmajnani. Janaka means Janaka is like a father. So they have children, that is what Janakas, but not this Janaka who is a Brahmajnani. He even Vyasa himself sent his son Shuka, who is a Brahmajnani, to Janaka to learn from him Brahma Vidya. So that kind of thing. So it is an example for all of us, because we are not in the forest, we are in the householder life. Still, we can tread that path and attain the enlightenment. So it gives a hope for us. Don't get, even though we may be working with planet Jupiter or working 16 hours a day. I know a lot of IT people, but still you can, once you dedicate and keep your mind in the Lord, still we can attain that highest state, supreme goal of liberation. So that is where we ended last week. So if there is anybody has any comments, we'll do. If not, we start on page 49, starting with the paragraph, then in reply to another question. So
Sairam.
Sarah.
Actually, before we start the paragraph. So in the first paragraph, last satsang, we read about the airplane analogy. Swami said. So I just want to understand clearly. So the Bhagavan avatars, they come because even some of them are qualified to become, to get to moksha level, but still they need some uplift from the Bhagavan avatars, right? They uplift the jivas, because he said airplane won't stay up, therefore it takes them in. So even this is what he said: those who have earned the right to travel in it can't fly towards it or into it, therefore take them in, and it has to come down at the places where they gather by previous arrangement, and then soar high into the sky with them. So wherever all our cumulative karma is, the Bhagavan Avatara shows up, and to uplift the humanity and to give that helping hand.
Yeah, the main thing is Lord Krishna said that why did then avatar come? Avatar, first we should learn. Avatar means something which descends. So the God is Nirguna Nirakara. So he is beyond attributes, name, form, space, and causation. A lot of us cannot experience that. So God descends for the sake of us in a human form so that we can relate what really divinity is. So why does he do that? So that we who are human with the body consciousness, we don't realize that we are the divinity, so that we realize we are divine. So we are divine, so that we need to realize we are divine. So there are different degrees. So some of us, or all of us, are spiritual seekers. We want going towards perfection, but we may not attain that in this life itself. Some people do. But what Swami is telling is there are some people, they do their own spiritual practice, they get enlightened, they get liberated, but they don't have that much power to make others enlightened. I give the example of last time, Swami Vivekananda, how when Sri Ramakrishna touched him, he went into that Nirvikalpa Samadhi. He forgot his body consciousness. He was in so much bliss. So he just wanted to stay in that stage. He says, I want to stay in this. But Sri Ramakrishna scolded, you are selfish man. You want to keep it to yourself. So you should, not only you are enlightened, but you should make others also experience that bliss. Like you have good food, selfishly you are also alone enjoy. That is not good. You share with others. Actually, one way you will enjoy more also. Your happiness multiplies. So you should try to share that bliss. That is why he traveled to all these countries, shared the message of Vedanta, and helped uplift the consciousness of so many people. So what the purpose is, some people can only take care of. So actually, Sri Ramakrishna tells, I thought you want to be a little tree. I want to be like a huge banyan tree under which so many animals, people, everybody can take shelter. So you should be like that. So he says that similarly, there are some people, they can do their own practice. That itself is good. Most of the people don't tread that path. There are some people who are enlightened souls. They can get a group of people like Nisargadatta Maharaj, maybe he has few thousand, many people, same thing, Ramana Maharshi. But these avatars are huge, like huge ship or plane. They can kill thousands and millions of people, like Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, Shirdi Baba, Swami. So many millions around now and in the future, like Lord Buddha. How many millions are devotees are follow him? Same thing, Lord Jesus. So these people come from multitude, millions, most ignorant to the scholarly. Whereas some people like Aurobindo, Ramana Maharshi, they are great enlightened, but they may take care of some other people. That is what he's telling. These people come for whom? They come so that people who have sincerity, they want to get enlightenment, to help them. Help, because by ourselves, let me think one thing, spirituality. Yatna prayatnamu manava dharma, just effort is our duty. But Jayapajayamulu Daivadhinam. The ultimate success is only by divine grace. Even Christian mystics say that only by God's grace ultimately you attain His liberation. So you need to have that intense love for God. His grace will come and you will be liberated. So our duty is to do intense effort, but there are some of the great Jnanis, they can uplift others, like great saints like Jnanadev, Namdev, Janaba. There are so many great people. But avatars are different, like Lord Rama, millions of people in the past, now, and in the future. Same thing, Krishna. Like that's why even now, Even after 5,000 years, we are reading the message of Lord Krishna as Gita Vahini. And same thing with Swami. They come for multitude so that they get uplifted because their message is for all people, not for a select few. Like we can take the example like Caltech or MIT. Only few people, PhDs, they can go, they can do the thing, Nobel laureates. But there are some regular colleges, everybody can go and graduate. So where from drop to like that same thing, these great philosophers, scholars, everybody cannot understand that philosophy. Whereas an avatar, even people most ignorant to the greatest Vedic scholars can understand and get uplifted. That's the meaning. So these great masters, avatars, they come down for the upliftment of all people. So you need to take advantage of that because we have, that's why they say in spirituality, what all is important is you have the longing, hunger for God. When you have that, then God comes to you. What all important is you need, oh Lord, I want this life itself. I want liberation. I don't want to come back. You have that intense hunger you have, then the Guru will come to you. You don't go. We are lucky. Swami came to us because our good karma, whatever it is, you should have that intense hunger. Then if you keep it up, then automatically we will divine grace will come. So main thing is that is why Sri Ramakrishna is, I said, always example. So he went there, Mother Kali, he is the avatar himself. He rubbed his face, how is it I can, one more day gone, my life is miserable. He used to rub so that it bleeds. And one time he took even a knife to kill himself. Now, if you don't give that shan, I'll kill myself. So he had that much intense agony. Like as I said, you have the agony like a miser people who want money, money, money. They have so much thing, love for money, that kind of longing, plus longing of a mother for her only child. She loves him so much. And then a beloved for her beloved spouse. They have all these three combined together. If you have that intense longing for God, Sri Ramakrishna assured you'll just have it within 3 days. But you should cry for God. But he says, who cries for God? Everybody cries, jug full of tears for wealth, name, fame, power, family, and all that. If you really cry for God, Lord, I want you and you and you alone, I don't care for anything else, then he will appear. That's why when he used to worship Mother Kali, Sri Ramakrishna, somebody say, "Hey, there is just a statue." Vivekananda said, why you are doing the idol worship? No, no, she's not idol, she's Mother Kali. Then he goes back like a little innocent child. Sri Ramakrishna goes into the room. Mother, he says, you are saying, are you not breathing? So he puts a little cotton piece next to her nose. It moves a little bit. See, you are rascal, you are telling wrong. My mother is alive. She is breathing. So if you have to have that intense faith, that's why Swami says when you do prana pratishtha in temples, you bring in the force, you should have that belief that God is there. Then he will respond to your prayers. So that is very important, the feeling we have. Okay, so even before we start, we had good discussion. Anybody else has any comments? If you don't hesitate to make comments or questions. Okay, next you go.
Then in reply to another question of Arjuna, Krishna said, Kama, desire is the root cause of all evil. And he elaborated on its nature, cause, and cure. He who is bound by the Deha Atma Buddhi, the false idea that he's just this body and nothing more, can never hope to conquer karma. One must acquire Brahma Atma Buddhi, awareness that he's just Brahman and nothing else, in order to be sure of victory. All acts must be performed in the spirit of dedication to the Lord. The universe must be identified with the form of Vishnu, the universal transcendent. In this chapter, three important subjects have been clarified.
So I think it's going on and off the sound. Are you trying to maybe just stay careful, keep it close to you?
Oh, okay.
And keep it straight like that.
Okay.
Yeah, this is this Zoom technique. To others, they won't be able to hear.
Okay. In this chapter, 3 important subjects have been clarified. Number 1, everyone has to do karma for if this is not done, the world will come to naught. Number 2, the karma of great is the idol that the rest have. Number 3, almost all in the world are bound by the obligation of karma. Here I wanted, especially in the paragraph that we said, which we've already covered about the Deha Atma Buddhi and the Brahma Atma Buddhi. With Deha Atma Buddhi, that desire binds and then the karma binds. But here, even though he simply says in the sentence of Brahma Atma Buddhi, that is a Mahavakyam, that Aikyam. Atma and Paramatma, Brahma, are together, which that awareness that is I am Brahman, nothing else, which you in our prior satsangs talked about Mahavakyam. Even though there are several Mahavakyams, the 4, just to recollect the most important ones, Pragnanam Brahma, which is from Aitareya Upanishad, Rig Veda, Tattvamasi, which is Chandogya Upanishad from Samaveda, and the third one is Aham Brahmasmi, which is Shukla Yajurveda from Brihadaranyaka, and I'm Atma Brahman, which is Atharvana Veda from Mandukya. So even though these are all means the same, the individual soul and the universal Brahman, it's the same. That, and also here, and he said, unless you see that Aikyam, you won't get that victory. Victory is, the goal is being the moksha. And also here he brings up, Swami brings up, the universe must be identified with the form of Vishnu, the universal transcendent. So the universe we look at as more of a body of Bhagavan. That's the Visvarupa Avatara. And then he summarizes the 3 points.
Good. Yeah, here the thing is, huh? Which one?
They can never hope to conquer karma itself.
Yeah, probably karma. Yeah.
Desire.
So sometimes, yeah, they can't conquer. Yeah, even last time there was something Brahmanda to Brahman. So a lot of typos, sometimes meaning of translation. So here, that we talked about this before also. Don't try to seek God. Seek God. So, you see, Vishnu Sahasranam, the famous beginning itself says, Vishwam Vishnu Vashatkaro Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu. This means this whole Vishwam, the whole universe, Vishnu, the God who is all pervading. Vashatkaro means the work we do, yajnas. Vashatkara is one of the mantras for yajnas you do. That means all the work we do. Everything is God only. That is the whole realization. We think, in particularly Semitic religions like Christianity, Judaism, that's where the famous Father, thou art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done as an. So they think, Father, thou art in heaven, you are in heaven. Yes, he is in heaven, but he is also on earth too. That is the beauty of the Vedanta. Swami said, God is here and now with us. To think God is there is ignorance. Beautifully, Sri Ramakrishna said he didn't even go to high school, but the masters, they know the truth. To say God is there is ignorance. They say God is in Jerusalem or Bethlehem or Mecca or Kashi or Tirupati or any place. That is ignorance. He's there, but not just there. He is here and now with us. So God is here now, that is the knowledge. God is there is ignorance. That is why we talked last time, couple of weeks ago. What is the address of God? I said, anybody remembers 18th chapter, shloka 61. Some of them memorize. Ishvara sarvabhutanam urdeshe arjuna tishtati. Ishvara God, what is your address? God say, I live in Vaikunta. He didn't say. I live in Kailasa. He didn't say. He said, Ishvara, Lord Krishna himself saying, Lord, Supreme Lord, sarvabhutanam, not just you and me, all beings, Hrideshe Arjuna Tishtati. I reside, I sit, like think you have a seat in your everybody's heart. He's sitting there. I'm sitting in your hearts. What is he doing there, sitting? Brahmayan Sarvabhutani Yantrarudhani Maya. I'm making it revolve. All of us is like a yantra means machine. By Maya, by my power of illusion, I'll make all of you like an operator, like in you show. Say, what is this? People puppeteer, but there's something what is the game? Children, you put them in the thing, and what do you call that in English? Rangulrar, we said people put, huh? Merry-go-round kind of thing, where it goes around, that guy is operating that it goes out. Similarly, the whole universe is being run by the Lord. Yantra Rudhani Maya, my power of illusion I am making. So he is sitting there. That's why we should remember that. Actually, talking about Brahma Buddhi, that's why all of us need to contemplate on that. Adi Shankara, the great master, said in one shloka, not even one shloka, half shloka, he said, Shlokarthena Pravachyami yadartham grandakotibhi. I will tell you in one half shloka, not full shloka. Shlokarthena pravachyami, I will tell you. Yadartham grandakotibhi. Millions of books you may read, Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, this. In half a sentence I will send you the summary. Brahma Satyam. The only truth is Brahman is true. Jagan Mithya, the whole world, what you see, is illusory. You think it is exists. It is just your projection, as it says, Swami, dream. And Jivo Brahmaina Paraha. We are the embodied being, we are divine. Just you realize that summary of all the scriptures is that to realize God alone is true, everything else is illusion, and we are nothing but divine. So all the sadhana is to get this. This is Brahma Vidya. How do you get it? How do you get it, Hari? So that's why last time we talked about Athato Brahma Jijnasa. Do you remember anybody Brahma Sutras when we talked Swami's thing? What did we say? Athato Brahma Jijnasa. We all want to have Brahma Vidya liberation. Yes, after this you will get it. Athato Brahma Jijnasa. If you want to get Brahma Vidya liberation, you have to do this. Anybody want to say that? What we discussed it for so many weeks. Sadhana Chatushtayam. They call Sadhana Chatushtayam. What are the Sadhana Chatushtayam?
Viveka, Vairagya, Sadka Sampatti, and Mumuksha.
Very good. So at least you remember that. So those are basically you need to have those four. Viveka, discrimination for what is real and unreal. Vairagya, dispassion from what is unreal. And have this Sat Sampati, Shamadama Sat Sampati. So that you can tell Shama, Dama, Vuparati, Tichi, Shraddha, Samadhana. You need to develop those qualities. And finally, the Mumukshatva. If we have that, then you will get liberation. So it just says otherwise. Actually, in the Eternal Companion, next month you can say one young man goes to Swami and he cries. Read the article and tell me next time. I want liberation right now. He says, Christ, I will kill myself. He says, I'll cut my ears. You think I suspense. You read that article which will be released in 10 days or so. So it is in the Eternal Companion. I want liberation. So how much preparation we need it. It is not just even to get a college degree, to become a doctor, neurosurgeon, how many years we have to do? About 20 years we have to study college, then undergraduation, then medical school, then training, then super specialization, subspecialty. So this is, you are talking about the highest degree. What? Amrutasya putra, children of immortality. That means for this, you don't need to be born again. So to get that, how much more effort, intensity one should need. So this Brahma Vidya is not for it. You need to have this sadhana chatushtayam and develop that shat sampati. So you need to contemplate and ruminate, and then you can, then only you will get this Brahma Vidya. Then everything you see as form of God. Even there are some saints, like Christian saint, Saint Francis of Assisi. I was just reading. So this man, in those days, he was, I think, 12th century Christian mystic. So he used to go and he used to talk to the birds. One time he saw a group of birds, doves and crows and all that. So he says, hey, do you want to hear me? He thought they won't, they will fly away. But they all stayed still. It is recorded. They just didn't move anywhere. Then said, I will teach you the word of God. He talks to them about gospel, how important thing, all that. And then they listened and they flung their wings. You can look at that. You can even Google it and say, a neck, they will put like that. Then he says, are you happy now? They said, yeah, and then they fly away. To show that even birds can listen to the voice of God. And there was also a wild wolf which was attacking people. He says he talks to them, and divine love, he transformed that wild wolf, just becomes good. So what we can say is this divine love, to see that same divinity. So there are many people who saw that. That is the ultimate practice. Not only you see God in the temple, we God everywhere. That's why Vivekananda said, you are born in the church, don't die in the church. You are born in the temple, don't die in. You just have to expand love. Swami says, everywhere, everything ever is God. That is the ultimate purpose and goal of life. This is very important. For that, you have to do always work selflessly. That is what all those 3 points Swami said is, there is no choice but do the karma. We all have to talk about. That's why last time we said chapters 2. I think, please, all of you, when you have time, read it. There is where he says, Arjuna in the beginning itself asks a question. Vyamishreneva vakyena buddhim mohayati meje. Lord, you are confusing me. The jnana is the highest. And why are you telling me to go and fight and kill those guys and do that? That is karma, right? Why are you doing that? So just then he says, you are really, I'm confused. Arjuna is such a great soul. He's a great man with great austerity, penance and warrior. He says he is confused. So just tell me, nishchitam bruhyatme. Just tell me what is good. Then Lord Krishna answers, there are 2 paths, path of jnana, path of karma. Then he gives the example of for Janaka. For most of us with the path of body consciousness, you need to do this nishkama karma. Just do the action without expecting the fruits of action and without doership and enjoyership. Because it is, if you don't do action, you will be having sinful, you are actually is very strong. Actually, you will be nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtatya karmakat paryate shyavasha karma sarva prakriti jairganai. So always there's nobody can stay still without doing. How long can anybody be still without thinking anything for them here? Anybody? They say it is difficult even for a couple of minutes. Just you think, like you said, focus on the same one-pointedness. Mind jumps into the things. As Swami said, it is really true. It is a monkey mind, not only monkey mind, but mad monkey. Not only a mad monkey, the one which is drunk and somebody pinched it. That jumping all over. Similarly, our mind, just to take that dharana, just one-pointed focus on one thing is hard. That is why you need this constant practice, reflection, so that we are absorbed. It is not easy. So this is practice of so many people for so many lifetime. We have good karma. That is why we came here in the fold of Swami, who is the avatar of the age, who is able to guide us in the right path. So that is what you should, whatever work, we all have to do it, but do it as an offering to God, Lord. I offer this to you, and you are the doer, and I give it to you. So then everything, this karma won't bind you. Otherwise, the karma will bind. Okay, so anybody else has any comments? Not? Huh? Anybody else? Just open for discussion, questions, comments. Not continue next week.